Today's video is going to be a little different than most. I'm going to take you behind the scenes of what it's like to run a crafty business from home. This is my craft room where I come in and I turn on the lights, and I have to remove my little cat from my seat because I don't know why, but my seat is the best seat in the house. She always chooses to sit here. So when I come in, I usually have to pick her up. She's not very happy about it. She's like a rag doll. And move her to a different seat so that she can enjoy sitting there while I film content, work on my laptop, do whatever it is that I need to do for the day. Now, it really just depends on what day it is and what I'm going to be doing. So if it's a Monday, you'll usually find me sitting in my sunroom, enjoying working from my laptop, catching up on emails, responding to comments, and planning content. If it's a Tuesday, you'll find me in here filming a Facebook Live, showing up for my people and teaching you something, usually. I might also be filming YouTube content like I'm doing today. I might also be filming something for a future workshop or a kit, or just painting a sample of something that we're going to be releasing later. But if I don't have to be sitting in the craft room, I'm often in my sunroom. So let me give you a little peek at what that's like. And you'll see why I prefer sitting in here working on my laptop. It's because I have this view right here of my entire backyard pool area. It's my favorite place to be, and so I like to sit in here facing out. It kind of looks like I'm on a porch because we designed this to feel a little bit like a sunroom or an enclosed porch area, and so I sit here in my seat with my laptop and just look out at the water. And sometimes I'll actually even take my laptop out there with me and sit with my feet in the pool while I work. Most of the time, if I'm sitting here at my laptop, I'm responding to emails, comments, planning SA Live projects, or working on behind the scene things and having conversations with my team. I have a Zoom call every Tuesday with my online business manager. We talk about the plan for the week and any projects that are coming up. And so that allows me to keep pieces of my business moving forward, even if I'm not the one working on them. You know, when I started this business, it was just me. And I was the one who had to set everything up, all the tech in the background. And now I have several people behind the scenes who help me with all of those things. And so I really now am the one who has to focus on the vision for the business, where it's going next, what the big things are that we're going to be doing this year, what the next product is that we're going to be selling, or what the next painting tutorial is. My favorite thing is to plan Painters Clubhouse content, and I get together on Zoom with my good friend Lauren, and she and I usually plan those things out. We talk about what our members are wanting to learn right now, what trends are happening, and how we can incorporate those into our door hanger designs. Sometimes it looks like me getting my iPad out and actually sitting down and designing the next project. You would think that this job would have me sitting and painting all day, every day, but actually I spend most of my time at my computer these days, and I really only paint maybe 1 to 2 times a week, and that's usually if I'm painting on Facebook Live or painting inside of our private membership, teaching something. So there's a whole lot less painting that goes on and a lot more working on the business behind the scenes. I would love it if all I was doing is painting, but as the business owner, there's a lot of things that I have to work on, decisions that have to be made. Decision fatigue is a real thing. There's a lot of decisions that I have to make about the price of something or what something comes with. I have to put together supply lists for upcoming projects and kits and things like that. And so I don't get to spend nearly as much time painting as I would like. But there's also content that has to be made. Like right now, I am filming this video instead of painting, right? It's a behind the scenes video where I'm talking about what I do in my business every day. And it is such a blessing to be able to work from home and have time to do the dishes or the laundry or to go run some errands in town if I need to, but it also requires a lot of discipline. I have to get up in the morning, get completely dressed, put on makeup, because if I don't do that, if I just get up in my pajamas, there ain't nothing gonna be getting done today. So by doing this ensures that I am ready to film content when and if I feel inspired. And so sometimes those things happen and I'll hop on and I'll start recording the content. I'll record the YouTube video or I'll record a quick TikTok video. And sometimes it'll just live in my camera roll until I have time to sit down and actually edit the video and then get it posted. And now ChatGPT has become so helpful for my business. I've been able to put content ideas in there, and it will spit out like cute little hooks and captions. And so that has lifted a lot of the weight for me in my business and made things a lot easier on the content creation side. So that's pretty much what my day looks like here at the house. If it's a Tuesday, like I said, I'm painting. If it's a Friday, I may be going live for a Friday Fab 5 where I share 5 of my favorite things with you all. It's an opportunity for me to share fun finds that I've found like on Amazon or TikTok Shop. But it's also an opportunity for me to tell you what's coming up in my business, like a new product I'm launching. And so it's really been a great touch point for me on Fridays to connect with my audience. What you don't see behind the scenes a lot is what my husband and my brother do. They actually run the wood shop that is back behind our property. You might have spotted it in the background when I showed you that shot of our pool. So next I'm going to take you out there and just kind of show you a little behind the scenes of what we do out there. There's a lot of what I can't show you because it's secret. We've got a lot of projects we've been cutting out for SA Live, which is our big event that's happening in the fall in Destin, Florida. And so those projects are a secret. We don't want our attendees to know what we're going to be painting until they show up. So let's head on out to the wood shop. And after we get out there, I'm going to let Michael take over because that is his domain. He works out there every day and he knows beginning to finish what it takes to make a door hanger.
Currently cutting fourth quarter big box blanks, as well as some swag for SA Live. We set the programs up to, if you look here, so we currently set what's cutting up on Bertha. We've got it in line so that it does the etching first. That's this red indicator right here. And then black and blue is the cutting ones. Blue is down here on the last, which is why the ones over here it will cut last. Currently what's being cut is big box of blanks for fourth quarter and some SA Live swag stuff. This is Bertha, and Bertha is currently got a full sheet going. It carries a 5x10 sheet. The Titan cuts 4x8 sheet, and it's currently cutting big box of blanks as well as swag and some other small scrap stuff or whatnot that we'll have. This is our 5x10. It'll come in and we'll put some of it onto the cart, and the remainder of it we'll turn around and load up there on the pallet rack system. And we do the exact same thing with our 4x8 sheets. One of the things that we do to keep track of our MDF, I went through here and marked. You've got little dots and then each line is a 10. So right now we've only got 34 sheets before we'll have to order some more. You see we've gotten in an order from Uline right here, as well as over there in that pallet that's on the forklift. When our boxes get low, we'll go ahead and I'll take inventory of what we need and I'll order it either through Uline, Webstaurant, or Amazon. Once I get this put into inventory, I will take it and I will put it up there in the shop, in the loft. Each one of those slats in the loft come up and can be taken out. And then the forklift will set it up here, and I keep a pallet jack up there all the time, so then I can turn around and roll the pallet around and put each individual put the boxes in their corresponding spots. Once the machines are emptied and done, they'll beep and let us know. We'll turn around and unload the machines and bring them over here to this table, whether it's 1/8 inch stuff that's like that, or your 1/4 inch stuff. And that's everything from 18 inch stuff to little 4 inch cutouts. Now, if you look, this is the side that's been etched. So it's got little char marks, right? And then on the back side, we've got to sand it because this piece doesn't have as much, but it's got a little bit of flashing. If you look on this piece, it's got a lot of flashing. So that's just where your laser going through bounces off something and it flashes back up and hits it. So as you can see, we've already been sanding stuff today. It gets put in here. Usually it works faster if there's two people. So one person will load in here, and then this conveyor belt runs it through. And then another person is over here catching and looking and seeing, all right, if something didn't get, if something's got a couple marks. So for example, we were sanding these earlier today, and you can see that not all of it come off. So I'll hit that probably with a pneumatic sander, but if we wanted to, we could run it back through the wide belt sander. That's all dust. When these get full, we load them up with a forklift and we take it outside and we put it into the dumpster. All this is stuff that has been put through the wide belt sander and needs to be blown off. If you walk over here to the other side, you can actually look at some stuff that is not necessarily top secret, I guess you'd say, for future events. But see, all this stuff, you know, is ready to be blown off. We'll turn around and we'll load up some, and then we'll go through here. This is our fans to kind of keep it not as bad today. I won't stand in front of it, but we'll turn around and go ahead and blow off both sides of this. And you see, I have to sit here and blow, like this side's not hard. Like that right there, we'll just simply blow it off. All right, and that side's good. But the side that has etching, I've blown that one off in detail. I have just grazed over these, but you can see that they're gonna need more attention. So you actually have to sit here and go through and make sure that we get all the dust out of the lines. Pretty much if we're cutting things that are not, that end up being extra or are not specifically for one-off orders, then we go ahead and we will throw them up here. Try to keep them somewhat as organized as possible. And we may put, you know, 3D pieces or just regular, you know, single cuts. Up here, they're pretty steady in demand. So we've got, you know, your 16-inch rounds, 14, of course, 12, 10, 8, 6, and 4, and those are blank. And we'll have people, it's nothing to have somebody order 10, 20, 50 rounds. We'll keep our 18-inch rounds down here. This is all stuff that I have blown off and that needs to, for SA Live, so obviously we're not showing you up close. But there's over 10,000 pieces, and I did the math, that's not an exaggeration. And I say over 10,000 pieces because we had some pieces that we cut and the wide belt sander ate them or whatever the case may be. They didn't make it, they had a defect or something like that. So it's, but at the very least 10,000 pieces just for SA Live so far. Over here first, over here we keep parts for 3D pieces, you know, like you've got your Christmas trees or letters for hello, Merry and Bright. These are letters for Merry and Bright. You know, snowflakes, cookie company. So these are just various 3D pieces. We use these containers to go ahead and organize. All this is the word welcome. All these are the word home. We did these for the workshop. And then for our even smaller pieces, this is 1/8-inch stuff that's in here, in each one of these. And this is parts for SA Live projects to include in here. So we utilize those whenever we need them, and when we don't, we put them up in storage. They've come in really handy. But yeah, this is where we keep all of our boxes. You know, you got 18-inch pizza boxes, 18x4s, 18x2s, our big box of blanks boxes. If for some reason we don't end up using a box, then we'll go ahead and save the box, but we'll get the stuff out of it. So there's various boxes over there. We try to keep it somewhat limited on the amount of different boxes that we use. I did just order and we're gonna try them out. Some 8x8, by 4, by 6, and by 8. And we'll see which ones we like, and whichever ones we decide to keep, we'll figure out a permanent home for them. And then we use little things like this, you know, to organize something that we have. Our heat shrink machine, which is out there on the way out to blowing stuff off. We put these through it with our cardboard and this plastic, and it shrinks it up and does a pretty good job. It keeps things secure. So if we're looking at orders, then we'll sit down here and we'll go ahead and go through ShipStation. We figure out, all right, you know, we've got the stuff for that. Then we'll turn around and we'll click it, and I'll go ahead and print this one. I don't know. You know, just one packing slip, go ahead and take that, bring it over here and get all the pieces together. Double check it, because we have sent stuff out before. You know, we're human. We've sent stuff out to the wrong item to the wrong person, or something similar, wrong size. But we'll go ahead and mark everything off, get it together, verify it, and then package it up and ship it out. A lot of these boxes are either paint for SA Live or the bubble mailers that I have to either restock down here, put into inventory, and move upstairs. But these packages right here, these 4 are ready to go out. These are for UPS. And we keep UPS separate from the post office. Post office has already come today, so these right here will go out first thing in the morning, probably about 9 o'clock.
That's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes look at what it's like to be a creative business owner. Every day is a little different, and you got to be willing to pivot, roll with the punches, and just figure out what's happening next. So hit that subscribe button if you want to follow along for more fun.